In 2013, a storm of controversy engulfed the Internal Revenue Service, the agency responsible for collecting taxes in the United States. At the heart of the scandal was a deeply troubling allegation that the IRS had unfairly targeted conservative political groups seeking tax-exempt status. These groups, many aligned with the burgeoning Tea Party movement, faced unusual delays and intrusive questioning from the IRS. The scrutiny focused on groups with Tea Party or Patriot in their names, raising serious concerns about potential political bias within a supposedly neutral government agency. Conservative groups argued that they were being unfairly singled out for their political beliefs, effectively stifling their voices and activities. The allegations represented a dangerous breach of trust in the IRS, an institution relied upon to apply the law impartially. The IRS scandal threatened to further erode public trust in government and deepen the existing partisan divide. The nation watched closely as the scandal unfolded, eager for answers and accountability. The simmering controversy surrounding the IRS burst into the headlines in May 2013 with a series of bombshell revelations. A report by the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration confirmed that the IRS had used inappropriate criteria to scrutinize conservative groups applying for tax-exempt status. Lois Lerner, the director of the IRS division responsible for overseeing tax-exempt organizations, publicly admitted that the agency had targeted conservative groups. Lerner's admission sent shockwaves through Washington. President Barack Obama condemned the IRS's actions as outrageous and vowed to hold those responsible accountable. He accepted the resignation of Stephen Miller, the acting IRS commissioner, and pledged a thorough investigation into the matter. The scandal dominated headlines and consumed cable news, quickly becoming a political firestorm. Republicans seized on the revelations as evidence of the Obama administration's hostility towards conservatives and called for a special prosecutor to investigate potential criminal wrongdoing. The IRS scandal triggered a wave of investigations and congressional hearings aimed at uncovering the truth behind the agency's targeting of conservative groups. The House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, led by Republican Chairman Darrell Issa, launched a high-profile investigation. The Senate Finance Committee, chaired by Democrat Max Baucus, also initiated its own probe into the matter. The Justice Department investigation, overseen by Attorney General Eric Holder, ultimately concluded in 2015 that while the IRS had acted inappropriately, there was insufficient evidence to support criminal charges. Despite these findings, the investigations failed to quell the controversy or provide a definitive answer to the question of whether the IRS's targeting of conservative groups was politically motivated. Republicans continued to allege a cover-up, pointing to the IRS's destruction of Lerner's emails as evidence that the agency was hiding something. Democrats maintained that the investigations had cleared the Obama administration of any wrongdoing. The IRS scandal exposed and exacerbated the deep political divisions that already existed in the United States. The scandal became a rallying cry for conservatives, who saw it as vindication of their long-held suspicions about the Obama administration's hostility towards their beliefs. Liberals largely dismissed the scandal as a manufactured crisis, a distraction tactic employed by Republicans. They argued that the IRS's actions, while wrong, were not indicative of a wider conspiracy, and that the investigations had cleared the Obama administration of any wrongdoing. The scandal also fueled a broader debate about the role of government in society and the balance between security and civil liberties. Conservatives argued that the IRS's actions were a chilling example of government overreach and a threat to First Amendment rights. Liberals countered that the IRS plays a vital role in ensuring that everyone pays their fair share of taxes, and that the agency's actions, while misguided, were not intended to stifle free speech. The debate over the IRS scandal reflected a fundamental disagreement about the nature of government and its relationship to its citizens. The IRS scandal involved a cast of characters who played pivotal roles in the unfolding drama. Lois Lerner, the former director of the IRS Exempt Organizations Division, became the public face of the scandal. Her admission that the IRS had targeted conservative groups, coupled with her subsequent refusal to testify before Congress, invoking her Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, made her a lightning rod for criticism from Republicans. Stephen Miller, the acting IRS commissioner at the time the scandal broke, also faced intense scrutiny. Miller, a career IRS employee, testified before Congress that he had been unaware of the targeting of conservative groups until shortly before the Tigtia report was released. He resigned from his post in May 2013, taking responsibility for the agency's failings. President Barack Obama found himself at the center of the political storm surrounding the IRS. Attorney General Eric Holder, tasked with investigating the IRS's actions, also became a target of criticism, particularly from Republicans who accused him of protecting the Obama administration from scrutiny. In the years that followed the initial revelations, the IRS took steps to address the scandal and its fallout. The agency implemented new procedures for reviewing applications for tax-exempt status, aimed at preventing future instances of targeting based on political affiliation. The IRS also issued apologies to the groups that had been unfairly scrutinized and reached settlements with some of them. In 2017, the Trump administration settled lawsuits filed by several conservative groups, including the Linchpins of Liberty and NorCal Tea Party Patriots. As part of the settlement, the IRS issued a formal apology, admitting to heightened scrutiny and inordinate delays in processing the group's applications. These settlements were hailed as a victory by conservative groups, who saw them as vindication of their claims and a measure of accountability for the IRS's actions. However, some critics argued that the settlements did not go far enough and that no amount of money could compensate for the damage done to the group's reputations and the chilling effect the IRS's actions had on free speech. The IRS scandal had a profound and lasting impact on public trust in government, particularly among conservatives. The scandal fueled a narrative of government overreach and abuse of power, reinforcing existing suspicions about the motives and actions of those in authority. It also raised serious questions about the integrity and impartiality of government institutions, particularly those tasked with enforcing the law. The scandal's legacy continues to shape the political landscape, influencing debates about the role of government, the balance between security and civil liberties, and the importance of accountability and transparency. While the IRS has taken steps to address the issues that led to the scandal, the damage to its reputation and the public's trust may take years if not decades to repair. The scandal underscores the fragile nature of trust in government and the importance of ensuring that those in power are held accountable for their actions. The IRS scandal serves as a stark reminder that even in a